Good morning. In this session, we discuss about two-way finite automata. Before discuss about two-way finite automata, we should know about normal finite automata. In normal finite automata, the head movement is in one direction only, that is right hand side direction. In the tape, in the tape, we have a strings like input like A, B, A, like that. So here the, the head movement is in the first position, which will move in the right hand side directions alone. But in two-way finite automata, the moment of head is in either in the tape, it has a string of input, and the head movement reads the input one by one, either in right hand side directions or in left hand side directions. That is, it can move either in right hand side or left hand side directions. So the transition functions of the two-way finite automata can be represented by q into sigma tends to next state. Here this q is the current state and the sigma is a input symbol. By reading this input symbol, it goes to the next state in the normal finite automata. But if you take two-way finite automata, it has next states along with the directions left or right. So it has a next state q as well as head movement left or right. This is the transition functions of the two-way finite automata. So current state along with the input symbol goes to next state with the along with the directions. It can be defined as five tuples. Q, capital Q is a finite set of states. Sigma is a input symbol with an n marker. Del is a transition function which we have discussed already here. And Q naught is the initial state. F is the final set of final states. Now let us discuss one transition diagram, transition table as well as its diagram and one example for the uh, two-way finite automata. In this transition table, if we consider, first let us discuss with the transition diagram. If transition diagrams, if we have three states and consider Q0 is the initial state, Q1 is the final state, which can be represented by double circle. So here, when the state is Q0 and it reaches 0, what is the next state is Q0 itself and the direction is the R directions, R, right hand side direction, which means when the state Q0 it reaches 0, it remains in the same state, which is the next state. Okay, the next state is the same state, but with the directions we discussed already in the previous slide, right? Del transitions is Q comma input symbol tends to next state, that is current state, with input symbol gives to next state comma directions. So this is how we have to write. So the directions is a right direction here. And if a Q naught reads 1, in the case, it goes to the next state. When it reads 1, it goes to the next state, but the direction is R only. The direction is right hand side direction. So when Q naught reads 1, 1 is the input symbol here. It goes to next state Q1 but the direction is R only. R directions, right hand side directions. Now come to Q1. If you take a Q1 comma 0, if Q1 reaches 0, it remains in the same state. Q1 when it reaches 0, it remains in the same state, as well as directions is also the right hand side direction. When Q1 reads 1, when Q1 reads 1, there is a change of state, which means Q1's change to Q2 state, next state, it goes to the next state, but the direction here is L. Here the directions, when Q1 sees 1, the directions is Q, next state is Q2 with the direction is L, which means it encounters two ones, which means when the direction will change means the direction will change when it encounters two ones, when it reads two ones. When it change the state means when it reads one single one means it change the state. When it reads a one means it change the state. Here also it reads one, it change the state. Here it has read two ones, so the directions left hand side. So when it changes state, when it reads one, the state will be changing. But if it encounter two ones, the directions also will be changing. So now come to Q2. If Q2 comma 0 means Here, when we take the Q2 with 0, it goes to initial state Q0 itself with the right hand side direction. Q0 with right hand side directions. So it is reset, which means the Q2 reset the value to Q0 and direction is right hand side directions. Now, when Q2 reads 1, its state is Q2 itself, Q2, then the direction is L here because it changed the directions R to L, but it remains in the same state. So this is the transition diagram, and the corresponding transition table here is Q0 with A, Q0 with not A, it's a 0. Q0 with a 0 is a Q0, state is Q0, next state is Q0 itself, and the R is a directions, right hand side direction. When Q0 reads 1, when it reads 1, the state can change into Q1, and the next state is Q1 and the direction is R. When Q1 is reaches 0, it remains in the same state Q1 and the direction is R. When Q1 reaches 1, it changes into state to Q2 with the as well as direction L. When Q2 reaches 0, it resets the values. Reset means it again moves to Q0 and the direction is R. When Q2 reaches 1, it changes its directions to L, but it remains in the same state Q2. This is a transition diagram. Now we'll discuss about one example. Consider the string W equal to 101001. We'll check whether the string has been read by the two-way automata, which means accepted by the two-way automata. So here consider Q1 is a final state and Q0 is the initial state. Now how will you write this one? This is Q0 is the initial state. The entire string must be written here 101001 entire string. Now, when Q0 with 1, what is the when Q0 with 1, what is the next state? Next state is Q1, but right hand side direction. Q1 with the right hand side directions. So, what happened? The the right hand side directions means the Q1 moves to right hand side directions. So here the one after read this one, the head moves into the right hand side directions. After read this one, the head moves into the right hand side directions. So you have to write 1 after reading 1, we have to specify Q1. Then the remaining strings 0 1 0 0 1. Now what is the next condition? Next state is Q1 and 0. We have to check like this. Q1 with a 0. What is Q1 with a 0? Q1 with 0 is Q1 with 0. Q1 with 0. Q1 with 0 is state is Q1 but right hand side directions. So the Q1 will move to next to 0. The 0 will come here and Q1 moves to the right hand side direction. This is the one. So 0 comes here, Q1 moves into the right hand side direction. Now what we have to do? Again we need to check with the Q1 with 1. We have to check the string in the state and then input symbol. State and then input symbol. So Q1 with 1. What is Q1 with 1? Here, what is Q1 with 1? Q1 with 1 is Q2 left hand side directions. So Q2 left hand side direction means you have to specify Q2 in this direction. So we have to specify Q2 in this direction. So Q2 must come in the left hand side directions. So now 0 will go here. Now we need to check Q2 with a 0. What is Q2 with a 0? Q2 with a 0 is Q0 but right hand side direction. So how will you write this one? Q0, that is here 1 0 Q0, then 1 0 0 1. This is the uh, uh, next step. So here we have 1 0 Q0 1 0 0 because Q0 must move into the right hand side direction. Now we check with the Q1. We check with the Q0 and 1. What is Q0 and 1? Q0 and 1 is Q0 and 1. What is Q0 and 1? Q1 right hand side direction. So Q1 right hand side direction. So we have to write 1 0 1 then Q1 because Q1 moves into right hand side direction. So this 1 will come here. This is the next step. So 1 0 1 Q1 0 0 1. Now we have to check with the Q1 with 0. What is Q1 with 0? Q1 with 0 is Q1 in right hand side direction. So Q1 moves into right hand side direction. 0 will come here in the left hand side. So this is the next step. Then now Q1 with 0. What is Q1 with 0? Again Q1 with 0 is Q1 right hand side direction. So Q1 moves into the right hand side direction. The 0 will come into this side, left hand side. So Q1 moves into the right hand side direction. Now Q1 with 1. What is Q1 with 1? Q1 with 1 is Q2, but left hand side direction. So Q2 you have to write here. Q2 in this left hand side direction. You have to write Q2 here. This 0 will go here. This 0. So this is Q2 0 1. Now what is Q2 0? Q2 0 is Q not R. Q not R. So Q2 0 is Q not R. So the right hand side directions Q naught will come. So 0 will go here. Q naught will come in the right hand side directions. So now we need to check with the Q naught 1. What is Q naught 1? What is Q naught 1? Q naught 1 is Q1 right hand side direction. So Q1 right hand side direction means Q1 will come here, 1 will go here. So this means 1 0 1 0 1 Q1. So finally we get this one. Finally we get will get Q 1 0 1 0 0 1 Q1. So now we reach as Q1. Q1 is a final state. There is no more input symbol to be read. So this is the two-way finite automata. Thank you.